Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Tonight we're going to do a very simple and basically quick meal. I looked in my fridge, I saw what I had in there. I had a couple of pieces of steak that I had been marinating for a few days. I have some fresh snap peas, some other ingredients, and we're going to throw them together and make a nice meal for one for tonight. So, before anything, let's get started with the thing that's going to take the longest amount of time. And that is our sweet potato. We have a beautifully washed sweet potato. It is full of vitamins. It's very good for you. It doesn't have the kind of impact starches that happen in regular potatoes. So it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. And what we're going to do with this sweet potato is first, we're going to lay it on a piece of aluminum foil. I'm preheating the oven to 400 degrees. And we're going to put a little olive oil all over this beautiful sweet potato. And we're going to take a fork and we're going to put some pierces in the sweet potato. You can make a nice little line down the middle of the sweet potato. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to get some heat to the center of the sweet potato, make it nice and cook nice and evenly. So, we got our line in there. We've got our olive oil. We're going to sprinkle this with a little bit of kosher salt. See, I like the skin. And for me, the skin is the best part. So I want to eat the skin when it's nice and crunchy and delicious, besides the sweet potato. So I'm going to season the skin. It's going to add a lot of flavor to the sweet potato. We got some kosher salt and we got some pepper. And we're just going to sprinkle that all around. And then I'm going to wash our hands real quick. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up this sweet potato and stick it in the 400 degree oven for 45 minutes. Just going to roll it up like this. Nothing special. Seal up the end. Seal up the end. Sometimes these leak. So just as a secondary precaution, we're going to put it in a baking dish. And we're going to put it in the oven and let it bake off for 45 minutes. Of course, I'm not going to make you watch me for 45 minutes. We're going to take care of other things, and then we'll come back to the sweet potato. So when that's ready, or just about ready, since the other ingredients are relatively quick, we might as well prep them. We might as well prep the other ingredients, which is going to be an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and some beautiful, beautiful snap peas, green snap peas, which are absolutely delicious. First thing we're going to do is we're going to trim up our onion. And we're just going to slice the onion up. It doesn't have to be special. Don't have to be real thin. Just nice slices. As you can see, I'm building up my repertoire. I got a new knife. And we're going to take the garlic and we're going to crush it, and then we're going to mince it. And we're just going to, with this knife, it's almost impossible, but we're going to do it. We're just going to mince it up a little bit, get that nice garlic flavor going through the olive oil that we're going to roast off these sweet peas, snap peas, sugar snap peas. Okay, we're going to cut the onions in half. All right, we're all set. That's all set for later. I've got our olive oil. We're going to take a look at a steak now for a minute. I know this has been I pre-prepared this 3 days ago. And what I did is I took a beautiful boneless ribeye steak and I made a concoction of salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, paprika, garlic, and a little bit of sugar. So this is the mix that I made. I took the steak and I covered the steak just like I would do a rub, as if I was going to smoke some meat or something. I pushed it in there, I pushed it into the meat, wrapped it in the foil, the plastic wrap, put it in the refrigerator, and let it sit there for 3 days. This is the third day. Now, I'm feeling the steak. I took it out about, a half hour ago. So what I want is this steak, it's still a little cool. I want it to come up to room temperature. Once it's up to room temperature, then I know it's ready to cook. It'll make it cook nice and even that way. So we're gonna take a short break. We're gonna wait for our sweet potato to be close to done, because the steak and these the fresh greens are only gonna take but a few minutes to cook. So until then, we'll be back. Thank you very much.
And now a word from a sponsor that we would love to have join our team.
Bertolli olive oil. The people of the Mediterranean region have cherished family, laughter, and the flavorful foods for generations. Today, as did their ancestors centuries ago, they gather in harmony to combine these three passions at mealtime. Their diet features fresh vegetables, fruits, beans, pasta, rice, a little meat or fish, prepared with one common ingredient, olive oil. Since 1865, Bertolli olive oil has remained a centerpiece of this rich tradition. And today, in regions around the world, Bertolli has become the consummate complement to any meal. Buon appetito! Bertolli Classico, a traditional olive oil that is 100% pure and natural with a classic olive oil taste. Use Classico in everything from sautéing and stir-frying to salad dressing and pasta sauces. Use Bertolli Reserva, premium extra virgin, for all your finishing needs. It is a premium olive oil. Okay, we're back, and what we're doing right now is I'm heating up this pan with a little bit of olive oil in it. I'm gonna get it nice and hot, and then I'm gonna throw in the onions first, let them cook a little bit, then throw in the garlic, and then the snap peas, the sugar snap peas. So first let's get those onions in there. Now this is not going to take any time at all, and unfortunately I don't have a lot of pots or pans here, so we're going to have to do one thing at a time. Normally I would have 2 pans ablazing. I would do my steak, I would do my vegetable, whatever the case may be, all at the same time, and get this plate all together. But because we don't have the facilities here, I'm doing
Yes,
this
all
way.
clad. That sounded like a plea for help.
We want to heat through those onions. We don't want to burn them. I'm going to throw in the snap peas. They were previously washed. They're going to be beautiful. If you have, what's nice to add to snap peas is a little bit of sesame seed oil and or a little sesame seeds. Preferably sesame seed oil. Just a couple of drops. It brings the flavor together and it just does magical things to snap peas. Also, another thing that goes great with them is ginger. I just don't happen to have it, otherwise, bam, it would be in there. Because it's another great flavor that goes with the snap peas. Because they have such a nice inherent sweetness and a nice crunch to them. They love ginger. Ginger, garlic, and sesame. It would be absolutely phenomenal with all those ingredients. But we're, like I said many times before, we're working with what we got, and this is what we have. All right, I can already smell those onions. They're nice, cooking really nice. The peas are turning a beautiful shade of green. Some people would blanch them, which means boiling a little bit of hot water with a little bit of salt in it, and then throwing them in for a few minutes, and then taking them out and shocking them in cold water. You can do that. You can go through all those steps. I really don't think it makes that much of a huge difference. I'm just going to hit these with a little salt and a little pepper. And now since we're, see, I like the crunch of, I eat these raw. I like the crunch of those snap peas. They're so sweet and so delicious. I don't want to change the whole the whole texture of them. I just want to heat them all the way through. The onions are getting nice and caramelized. Now would be a good time to throw in the garlic. Because again, you don't want to burn the garlic. Burnt garlic is no good. You throw the dish away. Sauteed garlic, a little color, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Okay, our sweet potato is done while these are cooking. Another way you can do this, and I've done it before, is put the snap peas in first with a little bit of water and a little bit of olive oil. When the water evaporates, the olive oil that's left coats all the snap peas, then throw in the garlic and whatever else you would call it. It kind of cooks it, steams it, and sautés it all in one shot. That works great for Brussels sprouts also. Okay, can you see this? Can you see how nice that looks? It's beautiful. We don't want to do much more than that. So I'm going to take them off the heat. I'm going to put them on a plate. And you may be thinking, oh, that garlic wasn't in there that long. Garlic doesn't have to be in there that long. That's one of the beauties of it. Okay. There's still a little leftover onions and salt and pepper in there, but that's all right. Can you see that? Can you see how beautiful that looks? And that's just the first stage here. I'm going to heat up that pan, and we're going to get into the steak. Here's the steak that has been marinating in the refrigerator for 3 days with a rub of garlic, paprika, salt, pepper, and a little bit of sugar. And it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm waiting for this pan with a little bit, it's still got a little olive oil in it, to come up to temperature, because I want it smoking hot. I'm going to wash my hands off a little bit. And while I'm waiting for that to become smoking hot, we have let this rest outside of the refrigerator for about an hour till it came to room temperature. I'm going to teach you a way so that you always know how cooked your steak is. If you take your fingers, see, and put them like this, the first one is a rare steak. Feel this. That's a rare steak. This one is a medium rare steak. Whatever this feels like, that's what the meat is going to feel like on the pan. This is a medium well, and this is a well. See the difference? It's like hard as a rock. Over here, it's soft, it's pliable. So that's how you gauge your steak. After a while, you get to know your steaks and the feeling of it, you'll make perfect steaks every time. And if not, you can use a thermometer And if not, you can use those little guides, those little prong thermometers, anything that'll work. Our sweet potato is probably done. I'm going to take that out of the oven and just let it sit to the side for now while we get our steak into the pan. This pan was so thin that it was almost burning. So I'm going to put it back on there now. This sweet potato is going to be delicious, I can tell you right now. Wow, look at that. Can you see that? And if not, I'm going to show it to you. There's all the salt and the pepper. Can you see it? Ooh, almost dropped it. Wouldn't have dinner. Okay, you're going to get a look at this in a minute. I'm just going to open this up a little with a knife. The skin on this, again, I'm really not used to this kitchen yet, could have been a little crispier. So I could have stood to open up the foil maybe for the last 15, 20 minutes of cooking. It would come out a little nicer. I'm going to put a little butter in there. Beautiful, that's going to be fun. Just going to let that sit for a minute. All right, see, I can't judge with this, with the heat of this electric oven. I'm not used to it. I mean, stove. So, here's our steak. It's going on screaming hot. You can hear it sizzle. We're going to cook that for probably 3 to 5 minutes on either side. I kind of like my steak medium, where there's still pink inside. I wish I had a grill top to do this, then it would come out fabulous. I can control the heat a little bit better. I'm just going to clean up here a little bit. Get our sweet potato onto our plate. Oh my goodness, you should see all the delicious juices that are in here from the olive oil and the salt and pepper. It's going right in. I'm not wasting any of that. The steak is smelling absolutely phenomenal. I only use this to pierce the sweet potato, so it just needs a little rinse. All right, got some nice smoke happening. I'll turn the light on the fan. You can't test the doneness, that's called doneness, until after we flip the steak. What I'm looking for, I'm going to bring you over here for a minute. What I'm looking for is the steak. See how beautiful it is? It starts pushing its juices up from the bottom to the top. When I start seeing those juices on the top here, then I know the other side is perfectly seared and it's time to flip it. But right now, still no. They're just starting to come up. Oh, and look at this, while I'm right here. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. I bet you wish you were here with me. I kind of wish you guys were here with me too. Because I miss my family, I miss my friends. It's kind of tough being away on assignments like this. Okay, for my liking, the juices are up to the top enough. I'm going to flip this steak. I may just bring you back over here. so you can see what it's gonna look like. I don't have tongs. Normally I would do this with tongs because you don't want to pierce the meat while you're cooking it, because then all the juices run out. But I happen to see a nice piece of fat over here that's not gonna make the juices run out. I'm gonna grab it with the fork there. Oh, how beautiful. You should see the crust. I gotta show you the crust that's happening on this steak. Come right on in here. Look at that beautiful dark deep crust. No folks, that's not burnt, that's a crust. And now I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about testing for doneness. Take your finger and poke the meat all around. Not too hard. Okay, like I said, this is well, this is medium well, this is medium rare, this is rare. Right now my steak is rare. I want it a little bit more. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. I can see it already. Don't be shy with washing your hands. Whenever you can, don't be shy with washing your hands when you cook. I know I am not. That smoke coming off there. The only thing that would make this any better is if it was on a griddle or a grill pan or on a barbecue. Those sugars, the sugar that I put in there, the salt, the pepper, the paprika, the garlic, it's all caramelizing. See, there we go. Now it's coming up. Now it's more like this one here, the second one. Maybe a little bit more. That's going to be good for me. That's exactly where I like it. Now, before you cut it into any good steak, let it rest. It's got to take a break. It's tired. It's tired from being in all that heat and having its muscles all ripped up like this. A dry steak. All the juices would flow all over your plate, and you would have a very dry steak. By letting it rest off of the heat, you let the juices relax and redistribute themselves within the meat. Now, I'm going to take it out of the pan. And put it on the plate. I'm still not going to cut it. I'm going to let you take a look. That's a beautiful steak, a beautiful sweet potato, some sugar snap peas with onions and garlic and olive oil. I'm going to show you a little secret of the big restaurants in the New York steakhouses. You see that on top of that steak? That's a little pure butter. Pure, beautiful butter. You can use unsalted or salted depending on your tastes, but that's what it is. And what it does is it makes that steak, I'm gonna bring you around here a little bit. It makes that steak just glisten. And look absolutely 10 times more delicious than if you didn't do it. I can't wait to dig in this. We've let our steak rest. It should be a nice, I'm going to cut into it a little deep. It should be a nice rare, medium rare. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's perfect. What people don't realize, see, I like mine medium rare. Medium rare means there's still pink inside. You see this? Can you see that steak? I'm gonna come over there so that you can see this. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful, rare to medium rare steak. It could have gone a little bit more towards the medium rare side. See how the brown is equal around all sides, and it's got that nice juicy pink middle. Do you notice how the juices didn't flow out all over the plate? This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And now my favorite portion of the program, and that's getting to taste it. I'm going to see how well that 3-day marinade did for my steaks. Nice crust on the outside, tender and juicy on the inside. That's delicious. I'm going to call this one a winner. Look at that. It barely takes nothing to cut this. Look at that. You see what a beautiful piece of meat that is? And this is just a regular steak. It's not even a prime cut or a aged piece of beef. Very, very good. I'm surprised. The sugar completely burnt off, so it doesn't taste sweet at all. It just tastes very meaty and delicious. I'm gonna try to snap these. Again, very good. I wish I had ginger and sesame seed oil, but this is good. And on to our sweet potato. Just what it is. A delicious sweet potato with that delicious butter inside and that olive oil and the salt and pepper. Perfect. Well, I'm going to get back and eat because this is my dinner. And I'm going to let you go. And hopefully you can come around next time and we'll show you something else. Okay? Have a great night.